everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel from Evelyn and Peter, and this is Charlie, and today we have the Frankie headband and fingerless mitt set for you guys. So this is the video for the headband. If you're looking for the fingerless mitt video, I'll link that in the description for you guys. So for this one, it's really easy to customize the fit of this headband. You're just going to want to measure the head of the child that you're making it for, or if you want, you can also look up on the computer sizes of different aged children and then just subtract 1 to 2 inches for the correct length that you need to make the headband, and it'll stretch to fit the child's head. So I use the sedge stitch in this pattern. You might recognize it from my winter moonlight beanie and mitten. So if you want a adult little mitten set, I'll link that as well, and then it's also in my Kaya cardigan pattern. So this is a very simple, straightforward pattern. You're just going to make this in rows to the length that you want, and then we will join it and seam it to give it this little twist. I also used the mandala sparkle yarn for this pattern, so that's how I got so many crazy cute colors. That's also where the name came from. It kind of looks like Lisa Frank to me, so therefore we named it Frankie Set. Super cute. So you can move around the yarn. If you can cut and join whatever colors you want. I just kind of went ahead and went with the colors that were coming on for the headband, so it ended up pink and purple. Then I went back and added this blue trim, and then as well as the mitts, I went and added some trim to the top as well so we could use up all the colors. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this pattern, and thank you guys so much for watching.
For this project, you are going to need 1 cake of mandala sparkle yarn, and this is just a lightweight yarn, and I have mine in the color Serpent. And then you're also going to need a 5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a needle to weave in your ends. And all the exact yardage can be found on my blog. So to get started, we're just going to begin with a slip knot, and then go ahead and insert your hook and pull tight. We're going to start off by making a series of chains. So just yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook a total of 14 times. So we're going to be doing 14 chains to start off the headband. We're going to start off row 1 by working a single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So enter your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then work a half double crochet into that same chain, and then work a double crochet into that same chain as well. So a single, a half double, and a double all into the second chain from the hook. And then you're going to skip over 2 chains, and in the following chain, work a single crochet, a half double, and then a double as well. So we're just repeating this same thing. And we're going to do this all the way across the row. So again, skip over the next 2 chains, and in that following chain, work a single crochet stitch, and then a half double, and a half double is yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then work a double into the same one as well. So go ahead and repeat this across the row until you have 3 chains remaining. When you get to these final 3 chains, we're just going to skip over 2 and then work a single crochet into the very last chain. So just insert your hook into that very last chain and finish with a single crochet, and that completes row 1. You should have a total of 13 stitches after row 1, and our stitch count will be staying the same. So you can chain 1 and turn your work, and for row 2, work a single crochet into that very first stitch, work a half double crochet into that very first stitch, and work a double crochet into that very first stitch. And then you're going to skip over the next 2 stitches, and in that following stitch, which will be a single crochet, work a single, a half double, and a double into it as well. So this is the stitch repeat that we're going to be using throughout the pattern. Skip over 2, in that following one, work a single crochet, half double, double, skip 2, and do this all the way across the row until you have 3 stitches remaining. So once you reach the last 3 stitches, skip over 2, and in that very final stitch, just work a single crochet to complete the row. You should still have a total of 13 stitches. This will stay the same, and then chain 1 and turn your work. And now for the rest of the headband, you're just going to be repeating row 2. So that row we just did, you can repeat as many times as you need to. I'm going to be doing a total of 51 rows, but this is very easy to customize. I recommend measuring the head of the child that you're making this headband for, and then just work row 2 until you have a total length that is about 1 to 2 inches smaller than the circumference of the head. If you're unable to measure the head of the child that this is for, then you can always look up a chart online. There's lots of charts out there that will give you the exact measurements of the average circumference of a child's head for any age range. So you can just look that up and then subtract 1 to 2 inches and then go ahead and make the headband that length so you know exactly how many rows to do. Okay, so I went ahead and did 51 rows, and mine came out to about 18.5 inches for my headband, and this stretches to fit the head, so you don't want it to be as big as the actual head, but it will stretch to fit. This one fits both my 5-year-old and my 6-year-old. So once you have the length that you want, just go ahead and fasten off. Make sure you leave enough yarn to sew the 2 ends together. We're going to be giving it a little twist, so leave a little bit of length so that we can sew these 2 ends together. Okay, so you can lay your headband out in front of you, right side facing up, and the right side is just row 1 for this headband, but it doesn't really matter too much. You can have it be whichever side. And then you're going to fold it in half and place it so that the last rows are lined up in the middle like this. You can see that first stitch is lined up, and then fold over the back of the headband over and on top, and then fold the other side of the headband towards the back. You're going to sandwich it so that all 4 pieces are layered together, and then we're just going to sew this together with our needle and using that tail of yarn. So after you fold it together, you can stick it through this edge stitch. Make sure you go through all 4 layers so that we don't accidentally miss any and it comes undone. So make sure you're going through all 4, and then just come back the other way, making sure you go through all 4 as well. And just go back and forth to sew the headband together, making sure you catch all 4 pieces as you go. Okay, so this is what it will look like once you are done. You can fold it right side out, so now the seam is hidden on the inside, and then you can just weave in the remaining ends that you have. I like to go back and forth a couple more times with my needle and tie a knot in the back to make sure where we sewed is nice and secure. And then now we will just be adding on the trim of our headband here. So I went ahead and grabbed another color out of the mandala cake that I haven't used yet, and I'm just going to attach it with my headband right side out. I'm going to attach it right behind the twist that we did with a slip stitch, and then I'm just going to work single crochet stitches all the way around this upper edge. I worked about 1 single crochet stitch per row, and then once you get back around, you can just work your final stitch on the opposite side and fasten off, and then flip it upside down and do the exact same thing. Work single crochet stitches all the way around and fasten off. The final stitch count for that does not matter, and then you can just weave in any remaining ends that you have. Check out my linked video if you want to make the matching fingerless mitts, and thank you so much for watching.